Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Crypto Lab with Alex, featured by Trading Analysis. As usual, we are going to go in a little bit of a macro outlook and then we will switch to cryptos. Please leave in the chat box your comments and maybe some of the tickers on the crypto space so we can look them together a little bit later when we are going to finish the usual outlook. So I hope you are all well and fine. Lots of developments in the last couple of days with a sharp move down in cryptos yesterday. We have seen also the CPI figures, which was pretty high, which enforce the inflationary outlook in the future. So we are going to go into that developments, and there is some charts definitely I would like to share with you. So let's start, and let's look first, as usual, some of the macro environment. As you remember last time, we talked about this chart of the 10-year yields. Let me just glare the charts, and we identified a potential support from where we might see a bounce off and potentially continuation of these 10-year yields on the upside. For now, we have this wave count where this move up is represented as a wave A, this three-wave correction as a... Hey guys, maybe we have a stream now. I tried to restart, so just give me a note that we have we came back on the stream. Something happened. I have no idea what. Okay, so we are back. Let me just open these charts again because all of that was lost. So let me just do one by one. I apologize for this, but it was not from me. Something with the electricity or the internet. I have no idea what's going on. So let me continue with this 10-year yield where we stopped. Let me just go to a bigger screen that you can see that. Okay, great. Yeah, so we look usually this as a measured move. Equality of these two legs comes around 2.016, where also I think we will find some resistance for this move up in 10-year yields. And in that respect, if we continue to break this resistance on the upside, next levels are at 3.2, 3.3, which will be a substantial move. And then we will have to change this measured move for a more kind of an advanced wave count on the upside. We will have to turn this to be a wave 3 on the upside, and then the inflation perspective, I will say, which would be sizably higher on the upside. So let's not go that far into the predictions. Let's keep this wave count intact for now. The support levels around 1.4 is holding nicely. We have seen a nice push up yesterday on the CPI. And I think this will continue through this first resistance 1.71 towards this 2%, 2.2 on the upside, and from there let's see. So let's try to track this last move on the upside as we have it here. So we're going to stay focused on that. So let me go in the Europe where we are going to see the 10-year Bund. It is the situation in the European market as regards of the yields and price. This chart is a 10-year Bund price. It is inverted of yields, so they're basically the same, just they show inverted polarity. And I take this one because it's just a little bit of wave structure, feels better for the wave count. And here is the same thing. I've been talking about this for a lot of months before, and this appears to be corrective. Maybe we're going to have some directional corrective, and this might prove to be this more cyclical inflationary blow. Then it's going to be a secular one, which means a higher time frame change into inflation mode. So I think we're going to have some type of a correction here, which might last 1 year more, and then we might get back to deflationary cycle when economy balances itself from the supply side bottlenecks, and also we might see deflation continues, powered by these demographics and technology, which has been the biggest forces pushing the inflationary outlook lower and basically turn it into deflation, into among other reasons, into last or couple of last decades. So let's switch to the dollar, which is we tracked last time for the upside, and dollar has held pretty nicely our support levels, and it is starting to move, of course, with the yields. If the yields are moving higher, dollar is moving higher because of the outlook of the potential interest rates rise with the Fed. The rest of the banks, central banks, are at zero. We have seen the Bank of England announcing possible move on the rates on the upside, but from the three major things like Europe, United States, and Great Britain or United Kingdom, we didn't see that rate move still on the upside, and Fed might be the first one to hike the rates. And from this perspective, this can be counted as a five-wave move from the COVID start in 2020, and we have seen the move to the downside. We count this as a truncated fifth wave, and from there we have seen a five-wave move, a nice hold of these support levels, and now this starts to look pretty bullish on the upside. We have two targets for the dollar index. One is at 96.25. And the other one is 99,131, which will put this measured move, usual relationship with equality, which comes around these levels, a little bit more sized up, because we have seen the cases that this relationship between A and C on the upside can extend to this 1618, which is a relatively rare. But in this case, we might see this this happening, because in that case, this will be a wave one, pullback in a wave 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so it will be prolonged a little bit more on the upside. And of course, we can count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up to here, and then reversal to the downside. I do see a possible reversal technically in the dollar from some of these levels, either from 96 in the 2022 or from this one at 99.13. And I think that dollar will make one leg lower in this inflationary environment, at least for 2022. So let's switch to gold. My old platforms on the Motive Wave was closed when I restarted, so I'm going to bring them up. So let's look first what's going on gold. We were looking for the move up in the last crypto lab, and I think that move actually happened. So let's revisit the gold wave count. We had a triangle with possible D-wave development, and that was pretty nice move. We looked in the last crypto lab for the support around 1759, and we did a pretty nice move up to this potential target on the upside, which comes around 1880. I think we all remember this potential triangle. We have to stay below this 1916 on the upside to keep this count alive for this D wave. If we see a move down in this C wave, it will be in this E wave, sorry, it will be a three-wave pullback. And then this triangle potentially might be complete, and we might see a pretty sizable move up in gold. And I look for that from, let's say, December end of December 2021, beginning January of 2022, maybe we will see some initial move on the upside from these levels in 5 waves, small pullback, and then a continuation above this 2,200 and even above in gold. So definitely gold is bullish. The pattern depends if we actually hold this wave count invalidation level, this resistance, because if we pass through this triangle will be invalidated. Maybe we can even make the case that this was a smaller push here, and this was actually a D wave, E wave, and we are ready to move on the upside. So I still cannot tell that. These damn things as triangles, you never know where are going to finish or how many types of these 3-wave lags, which might be complex, can actually extend. It usually extends much more than you think. So I'm going to stay with this with D wave. We are testing these levels here from our support, and we might see a 3-wave pullback coming soon. And from there, I think gold is poised to go further on the upside. If we cross these resistance levels, I have a few more patterns down the pocket, so we will discuss that on the next Crypto Lab if it happens. So one of the interesting things definitely which I will show you is that Todd was a guest yesterday. He founded a new company which is RIA, so it's related with the wealth management. And he was a guest, of course, in his own company yesterday on our stream regarding stocks and macro outlook and a little bit of metals and cryptos. And he showed this chart, which is going to be a base of our crypto outlook today. So I'm just going to show you that one. And I think there is a couple of things so we should look in that account, and I will show you that. So actually Todd showed this chart of the CPI and some other CPI core and CPI regarding the Bitcoin. So I'm going to show you that chart, very interesting chart, and you will see it here. And basically they're working in synchronicity. Okay, so if you see this in this first color, which is now representing here at 6.22, this is the consumer price index, and we have a US core, which is X of energy and food, which is at 4.58. And from July 2020, it looks there is some synchronicity, and orange is Bitcoin. There is some synchronicity in their movements. This move down has a little bit of kind of decoupling of these two things, and now we are seeing they actually kind of realign together on the upside, especially in the last couple of weeks. So maybe there is something into it for the Bitcoin as an inflation hedge. Definitely this chart proves there is some correlations, but I will add and of course show you what I see on the charts on cryptos, which makes me a little bit worried. As you know, I was looking for the 70 to 75K strong resistance, and I'm still on that front. But I will pair that with some of the findings that I presented to my members or to our members in the cryptocurrency section of Trading Analysis, and you will see that now, especially when I look this crypto market cap, which I will show you now. So this is the chart of the total crypto market cap. Sorry for doing this again, but as you know, computer broke, so we have to do it again. So so this is the total crypto market cap, which is trading around now from 2.7 at 2.7 trillion. So I've been going back and forth with this chart, and they're basically the wave structures here are basically if you kind of combine Bitcoin and Ether, you will see basically the same developments in the wave count with a little bit of difference, but not that much. So I have the same wave count on this crypto total market cap, and this chart actually shows that we have achieved a very significant resistance levels. And how do we know that? Because when we usually look for the targets for some type of the wave 3 on the lesser degree or on the higher degree, we usually use a standard fib ratios, which comes from projecting a fib tool on the upside, and then we usually pair that and find some Fibonacci clusters from the lower degree levels. And actually these clusters are forming a pretty nice zone from 2.9 to 3.1 trillion, which we already pinched through, if you can see, and from there we reversed. Okay, so in this case, if we I would say if we not penetrate this on the upside and start expanding this crypto market cap further towards 5 to 7 trillion, which I don't think there is environment for, except if stocks turns down on inflationary environment and some of the money from stocks comes into cryptos, which we didn't see much happening in the last 10 years. So this inflationary crypto narrative potentially might fail, in my opinion, because I didn't see the outflow on the from stocks to cryptos, and therefore I think if the stock starts to move lower, I think cryptos will follow. Especially if I look these charts, and that is going with one caveat, and I will explain that on a Bitcoin and Ether chart. Okay, so if I count this as a 1 down in 2, relatively nice subdivision in a 1, 2, up in 3, so pullback in 4 and move up in 5. So we count this as a lesser degree expansion on the upside, and if we do an extension level for the target, and you can count here a nice 5-wave move on the upside, that will be around 2.9 trillion. And on the upper level, where is the 2618, will be around 3.1, and we already visited that levels a couple of days ago, and from there I would really not like to see a 5-wave move to development on the downside, because actually that will again put us back in this large 4th wave correction and then continuation. Okay, and I will show you some of the charts on the Bitcoin and Ether, which actually agrees with that. You already see that I was before Crypto Labs, I was very vocal in regarding of these levels from 70k to 75, 76k. We have seen a relatively nice drop yesterday, which still didn't confirm a reversal, and also it doesn't mean anything. But if you look this chart on a Bitcoin, it actually perfectly agrees with this total crypto market cap outlook. So I just actually switched from a possibility of a flat, which is still valid in some of the interpretation of what was happening here. I just wanted to show you this pairing up with this possibility. If we stay in this range and exhibit a 5-wave move down, that will definitely indicate that we might start possibly either this flat correction presented last time or a bigger wave 4 developing in some form in Bitcoin. The bullish wave count is pretty easy. So if we are going to see a pullback, this is going to be a small pullback. Always in a 3rd wave on the upside, you are going to see a much lesser pullback than on this previous degree, which was here. So that's a relatively no-brainer. If this is actually the completion of this wave 4, which we look in Bitcoin on this other hypothesis that it's going to prolong, then you had the 5 waves up here, pullback in a wave 2, and this will be a relatively smaller pullback, down maybe to 55, 56, 57k, from where we will actually go pretty fast on the upside, because when you have a wave 3 of 3, that will be a pretty sizable move and pretty fast one and pretty vertical one. As something as you can see here in this portion or here in this portion. So wave 3 of 3 is always always very strong, and it's always very vertical on the upside. So that is a relatively no-brainer, because these levels, which I'm basically looking for a possible reversal of 70 to 75K, will be pierced through very easily, and we will not see Bitcoin looking back. From there, 100, 110 will be pretty achievable from that point, which is kind of agrees with this stock to flow ratio chart. And then we will go down in a pullback and go even further in Bitcoin price, reaching 150 and even 180K, possibly for this higher development of this wave 3 on a higher degree. Okay, so I think this doesn't sound so complicated. So the only distinction which we can do from the Elliott wave perspective is how the next move on the downside and how we are going to behave in this zone of this possible reversal from 70 to 75K. We already touched almost 70. It was 69 and something couple of days, but that's good enough. You cannot pinpoint exact reversal. And if this reversal continues to the downside, I will be more to looking this either as a flat or a movement lower in a Bitcoin and Ether. And I will show you the Ether chart, which exactly portrays the same picture, and it's even more kind of a viable. Because I will show you how this looks on a higher time frame. So if you look this expansion, we already stopped once here at this 2618, and we might be also do that another time. Okay, in this case, this is between 5,000 and 5,100. And then discount will represent 1, 2. This will be the wave 3, like in Bitcoin, wave 4, and then a further continuation on the upside. This wave 4 might produce and agrees with the stocks possibly moving lower and have a little bit of deleveraging of this margin depth, which we saw yesterday happening in Bitcoin and crypto space, and that will make ease off a little bit of a pressure, give us a little bit of a pause, and then continuation on the upside. So all depends what we are going to see in this level happening. The same with Bitcoin, the move on the up and a continuation of Ether going double in 10, 12,000 will be just a small pullback. Down to this, let's say 4,000, 3,900, and then a fast continuation in this wave 3 on the upside. First target will be around 10,000, 11,000, a larger degree pullback, and then continuation on the upside towards this 10, 11K on the upside. So I'm still gonna defend my bearish case as long as I see the Ether and Bitcoin possibly find a strong resistance here, as I explained, and especially if I see a 5-way move down, passing this 55, 56, and actually coming down to this 50K levels, which is the next support here, as you can see. So anything of that nature will solidify my observation in this total crypto market cap, and that we are going to see a longer term correction starting actually here in a flat or in a some other form, touching this 40K or even lower 38 to 35K before we go on the upside. So for me, from my perspective, all depends what it's going to further happen happens around this 70-75K area, and I think I give you a lot of indications what will happen if we are going to continue on the bullish trend. So just a small pullback from here or a little bit more upside, and there almighty wave 3 of 3 will pick in, piercing to this 70-75K like it is a butter, and then we're going to continue further rising up in a Bitcoin price. So I'm very curious what is going to develop here. 70K or close to 70K reacted nicely there, and let's see what is going to happen. I'm just going to show you one of the couple of things I have been talking in the last crypto lab. If you look what's happened with altcoins yesterday, and my kind of a belief that many of these wave counts that we saw and wave structures are not bullish was actually partially confirmed yesterday. I'm going to show you a couple of altcoins which we looked and paired them with our last analysis in the space of the altcoins. So we looked ADA for the move lower, and we got pretty sizable move lower on ADA. We looked for a pullback, if you remember, in some type of a corrective move up to these levels on the ADA, and then a reversal, which we got yesterday. So in my opinion, ADA does still not show any impulsive move on the upside yet. We will have to go sizably higher to turn this move down and actually negate it for the bullish wave count to develop further on ADA. I'm more starting to look on many altcoins, pretty sizable corrections. I cannot confirm that, but this will be my wave 4 in ADA, ranging between 1 and 1.2 and even a little bit lower. This is still not confirmed. I have been pretty sizably attacked on Twitter, calling out this reversal on ADA a couple of, I think it was before September, actually looking for a move down to 1.8. I think everybody noticed that, and that exactly happened. But subsequent move, I cannot count so impulsively on the upside. So I'm also really curious if we are going to break these support levels and continue to the downside after this pullback that we saw in the last couple of days. Also, if you look AVE, AVE is something that we looked, which was unable to kind of produce a further move up on the bullish wave count. We have seen this spike and then sizable reversal. This doesn't look impulsive. So we can look for a lower wave 2 or even something more lower on the downside, which will actually finish some around, let's say, in some complex correction, even further lower down to this, let's say, 80, 100 level if the crypto market turns lower. And in that case, that will be a wave 1 down in 2, and this will be a kind of ideal next entry level for ADA, for AVE, sorry. And actually this will be a double combo or a double correction, which 3 waves down in W, 3 waves up in X or some triangle in X, and then a Y wave completing down around this level. So on a Bitcoin, as on Ether, I'm very curious to look what will happen here. Judging by the price action, this definitely doesn't look impulsive, guys. I mean, if you look at the price action, it more resembles very corrective. We didn't see market decision to pursue this on the upside, and I'm gonna stay in this camp for now, looking the kind of a feel on the market here that we are going to continue lower for now in these charts for the couple of cryptos. If we also look 1 inch, 1 inch also didn't provide us with enough. We were right on this correction, on this 5-wave move, and of course on a further advance that was pretty very kind of visible that AVE will do, but this reversal makes me very much doubt the further continuation on the upside. So that's why I was looking for a chart of a complex correction down if we fail to produce anything sizable from here, which I think obviously we are going not to produce this type of a sizable move. This looks rather impulsive to the downside, and I will still stick to my readings of the market and inability of 1 inch to actually continue from this push on the upside. This looks to my eye much better as a complex correction continuing lower, maybe after a small pullback, then continuing higher from this level. So let's see. I can show you also a couple of other very big reversals that we have seen in the last couple of days. So we have seen also a nice reversal on the Shiba to the downside. We commented regarding the move in the last couple of days. This definitely didn't look impulsive. It couldn't actually develop in a five-wave move. So we must look for some more corrective patterns to the downside, because after these lows we didn't provide a necessary environment for the further continuation. Okay, so this is all, I think, looking at this three-wave move, something corrective which will actually end with a further move to the downside. The same thing with the Dogecoin. If we look at the Dogecoin was also unable to provide the sizable move after this triangle. It still has a chance until we see a break of some of the invalidation levels on the larger wave count for Doge. Otherwise, if this price action here proves to be further moving to the downside, we will have to cancel this triangle and actually go for a much sizable lower level targets on Dogecoin, which will be actually somewhere around 0.06, 0.08. If you look here, so this wave 4 will prolonged and actually which will take out these support levels and will finish a little bit lower, not little bit, pretty sizably lower, I would say, for this fourth wave pullback before we go higher. So for now on these altcoins there is no evidence that we might continue on the upside. Dogecoin still has a probability. If this is a completed triangle, this is a wave 1 and 2. But if you see, guys, a price moving further down lower in this area, breaking this low here, then definitely the bearish case will be something preferable, because also if you look whole of the sequence, there has not been a follow-up in a third wave. So we still have to stick with the both possibilities here, looking the clues and looking what is going on. Okay, guys, I hope you found some of the materials to think of. As you know, the Elliott wave is always active. You need to muscle your brain and look at the changes, look at what is going on in the macro perspective, and see what is the sentiment of markets and the sentiment of things that is happening on the graph. So far, I can still not confirm or deny a possibility that we are going to go higher and lower, but I just see some of the things are developing on these charts which might produce something that I've been afraid of. So still not the time for a famous sentence, "I told you so." I will refrain from that, but let's see what will happen. Still didn't decide it here, so I'm very curious to see how the market will treat this. I'm seeing a little bit of buying yesterday after this strong move, and that is natural, but I will say that we need to see a strong upside very soon if we want to maintain the bullish case for the Bitcoin. Okay, guys, let me see and look some of your comments and as well some of the requests. So hello Oleg, hello EMF. Sorry again for the small computer break. Yeah, we already touched 1 inch, heavy guy. Have you heard of Harmony? $1 can you able to look at it? Andres Jaramillo. Yeah, we looked Harmony, I think, a couple of times. I think Andre was a member of Trading Analysis once. Let me see Harmony. Yeah, Harmony, I mean, it looks pretty extended on the upside. 5 waves up, 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. Maybe one more push. Watch it here, guys. It stopped at 0.32. We had a small pullback. If this starts to continue on the downside, be careful. Be careful on this Harmony. I have usually 2 targets for this wave 5 expansion. On the upside, 0.618 comes around 0.95 and 0.38 2 comes around 0.29, and we stopped exactly there and reversed a little bit higher from that ratio. So I can count 5 waves up. So be careful here. If this starts to have a prolonged move on the downside, we will definitely see a larger ABC pullback here. And we will, of course, if we see a 5-wave move down, we will definitely look where this correction might finish if we see that. As long as we are trading this range, I still cannot confirm reversal, but I can just comment that we have seen, let me just show these charts on a bigger picture. I can just see that we have reached the target and we have reversed from. So we need a little bit more of a downside price action to confirm that. So I will just say, be careful on this one, okay? Let me just remove this one here. Yeah, crypto, Solana. Yeah, Solana was reversed yesterday pretty sizably. I was looking a little bit higher on Solana, but you can make a case we still didn't reverse that strongly, and that maybe Solana will have a little bit more upside. I was looking a little bit touch higher. I can see a 5-wave move development here, okay? And let's see if we can draw some targets for the Solana. And this will actually agree with the Bitcoin and Ether bearish wave count. We have reached 200%, just a little bit higher from them. Then we had a nice consolidation. Wave 3 came, if you see, exactly at 1618, which is a usual target for the wave 3. We can count 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. So we can count 5 waves in a wave 3. Consolidation in a triangle. And then 1, 2, up in 3, again consolidation in triangle. And we can, from there, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe a little bit more upside. But then if we see a reversal in the crypto space, we will see a 3-wave pullback, which will give a new opportunity for buying Solana on the upside. And definitely, I will be for that, for buying longer term Solana after a sizable pullback. That will be a very happy event to happen, because you will be able to buy it much cheaper than it is now. So let's see. I mean, for me, for now, this is almost complete 5-wave sequence. If the cryptos continues on the upside, definitely this wave 5 can extend up to 1000 and even more on the upside. But if we stay and if we see a 5-wave reversal, kind of testing this 126, 150, that will be a worrisome picture for Solana. Okay, so let's just be careful in these levels and be on alert until we cross them in a Bitcoin, Ether, crypto market cap. So I'm just kind of urging you to be on alert. What is going on around these levels. After we pass them on the upside, we can be more relaxed, because that will produce fuel for cryptos to go further on the upside. Yeah, exactly that. So we are going to see crypto cipher, no different much from the crypto lab. So we are going to see that. I'm pretty much, as I said, just looking what is going on, and for now, some things that I saw on alts before, it's actually happening. So my kind of a urgency and be on guard levels are increased, definitely. Yeah, Matic, I've been looking Matic, as you know, at something that it's also depend on the levels what we are going to do. Matic was pretty moving sizably from our initial levels on our bullish wave count. We were pretty nice, I will say right, looking at this in a 5 waves and a pullback, but we still don't see a continuation on the upside. This now, for now, is in 3 waves. I will favor one more push up at least in this wave structure. This will be a wave 1 down into up in 3, 4, and 5, up to these 2.9 levels. And there I will be careful. If we are in some type of a larger correction, this might be a prolonged correction or even lower levels. So for now, I'm not worried. This looks like a three-wave pullback, even of this bullish wave count. On the overall picture, I'm definitely bullish Matic. I think we are going to see a sizably higher prices in Matic, but I just need to see resolution in all of these corrections. For now, as you can see, we only have a three waves, and this needs to expand relatively fast on the upside, breaking these previous highs around 2.64, reaching 5, even 6 on the upside. And then we can say that further legs will definitely finish higher in Matic. As long as we trade in this kind of a sideways manner from here, as you can see clearly the range, many possibilities are still open, especially with this outlook on the Matic and on other cryptos. Kurai Inu. Hi, Monica. I never looked at before. I'm interested to see that chart. So let me just see this Kurai Inu. I don't think, can you give me the ticker? Oh, it's here. Okay. Probably is that Kurama Inu. That's Monica. Maybe you did maybe miss some of the letters. Maybe you can confirm of this Kura, which I can find. Um, Kuramaino. So let's look this Kuramaino. But there is no chart there. I don't know what's going on. So even if I go on 1 hour, I can see only one line. So definitely that's not it. Kurai Inu. Maybe it's Kurai Metaverse. Yeah, this chart still looks, that is in the question, if this is the metaverse chart, this is a 5-wave move down. We need to see a reversal in 5 waves just to look, but this was a pretty sizable fall from 0.7 almost to 0.0092. So 1, 2, down in 3, 4, and 5. So maybe we are done here. Maybe we're going to see a pullback or even a bigger reversal. So for now, looking on us even and glaring this, we cannot confirm that this looks like a 5-wave move yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this is some type of a flat and this is finished. So maybe this was the end, and this is a sign we are at least going to go further on the upside or even further up. So kind of a nice small recovery here. EOS, yeah, okay. Yeah, so EOS chart, I don't know, guys, this doesn't look, let me go on weekly just to see the whole wave structure. So after a 5-wave move, I mean, we didn't prove on EOS any sizable move out of this consolidation. As you can see, we are trading here for a long years sideways, which is never kind of a good. After a 5-wave move, this is still a sideways consolidation, which doesn't give us much of a material. You can make the case this is some type of a leading diagonal with a pullback, but we still don't see anything on the upside, any resolute move which will confirm that this technical levels of this support and range resistance on the upside has ability to break on any side. Okay, so we are actually trading in the middle, exactly where this range started and finished from. So we are around the middle price. So I really cannot say anything. Looking this pattern, it still looks like a maybe even one more move down here and then a continuation. I really don't know. This can be a 3-3-5 finished in a running flat or going down even lower in some type of a flat move. So I will need more data for EOS. For that, for now, it's just trades in the middle from 2018. So not very great chart at the moment, I would say. Ethereum Classic. Whoa, I didn't look at the chart for long. Well, if we put this in a perspective of advance on the upside, so let's say we have finished some of corrective move. This was a wave 1, down into 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks like a 5-wave development from here. So let me see how this works. From these lows, 5 waves up, 335, a very kind of a tricky flat because all of the market was bullish and then suddenly bam. That's why flats are most vicious corrections. 1, 2, up in 3. So maybe we are in some type of a 3, 4, and 5, but this is still a sideways move. It can finish lower and then move on the upside. Okay, so this looks like some type of a sideways consolidation. For now, any break of these levels here will indicate we will go even lower and pair that with the RSI down to 30 from the 60s. So still undecisive here, but overall wave structure doesn't look so bad. I would say that this will be some type of a corrective move because we don't see clearly a 5-wave move to the downside. So still has a chance for a recovery further upside, just depends. I think it's a little bit early to call this finished, okay? Even if we take the wave count that cryptos are bullish, A, B, C, D, and E, maybe a little bit of meddling sideways before we break out. But what is really important is that we stay in this small trading range without any sizable breakouts on the downside, because if we see that, we will have to turn a little bit more bearish with the lower levels, okay? Oh my god, let me see what this guy does. Well, nothing particular here. We had a move up, correction down. We can look this as some type of a 5 waves up. Yeah, so maybe this one will finish soon, this move on the upside, and can have some corrective pullbacks soon down back to some levels from where it can continue. So for now, this looks like a nice bullish development. The RSI started climbing. And if we can put this in some type of a perspective looking this feature, this will be something like a 1, 2, and maybe another 1, 2, okay? So if we are in another 1, 2, we will see some type of a pullback in a minor degree, wave 2 here, possibly soon before we start continuation, okay? So just be careful. I will definitely look what's going on if we cross back below 13. This will be a pretty possible nasty correction. So just be careful if we reverse from, let's say, 23, 24, and we test this 13 and break it on the downside, then things might come pretty nasty in this one. Okay, guys, let's finish here. Let's do another one, this Raven coin, and let's see what happens here. Yeah, this one still looks like in some type of a consolidation. Nothing much on the upside. You can count this as a 3-wave, even as a 5-wave, but still not much of a follow-up on the upside. So not much of a price action as well. I usually don't like to analyze this type of charts because I cannot kind of see what's going on. But we can kind of play with it and take the case this was a small wave 1, flat in a wave 2, some type of wave 3, pullback in a wave 4, and then maybe this is a wave 1 down in 2. So from 0.06 or lower, if this doesn't prove to be something larger, we might see some development on the upside, but we have to see what resolution is going to happen here. Not though a great chart, really. Just a 3-wave move on the upside for now. Yeah, thanks, Aramilo. Yeah, you were our member. Hope you're gonna come back one day. Let me just see what's going on currently on the Bitcoin, guys. We are trading in plus, not much, plus today, couple of percentages. So just to recap a little bit, I showed you my crypto total market cap chart. I'm just throwing a warning here. There is a couple of things which might show for a bigger reversal. I'm not, as you know, in a hype either on a bearish or a bullish case. I'm pretty conservative. I would just say some of the things, as I said, points out that we might see some hurdles, and if these hurdles on these levels, which I mentioned before, prove to be sustainable in 5 waves down, on a larger degree, we have to consider that maybe a bigger correction has started. This still is just in a possible beginning stages. We need more proof. We have seen some initial reaction, but also as well, this can be just a small pullback from here or a little bit upside, and Bitcoin and Ether will just pierce through and actually eat these levels from breakfast and continue further up. I mean, that can be also the case, but I would just say this, some developments on alts are pretty worrisome. Bitcoin and Ether didn't fall that much, but yeah, so let's try to track this together. You can also visit us in our member group, become a part of Trading Analysis Crypto Service. We also have a stock service. You have a $27 trial, so we can see what we are doing there. Yeah, so thank you for being here with us, guys. Thank you for your comments, and hit the like button for us, so we can give this evil Google algorithm a way to lift us up in our contact, our conservative contact, I will say contact, because we are really not fans. We are trying to use more science than a hype. I understand the crypto community is young, but I will more stick to reasonable analysis, looking a little bit of science than of a hype. Also, you have to take in account that if we see the growth in a crypto market cap in the next couple of years, trading cryptos will become less and less rewarding. I mean, you will never see this type of gains that we see up to now, especially if we go above 3, 4 trillion, 5 trillion, the market will more stabilize and it will have more kind of a both sides play. But of course, this type of events which bring cryptos so much lower will not be present. So it will be kind of a more stabilized environment. And definitely that is a little bit better for the more kind of a reasonable outlook on cryptos. But we will talk about that when we reach these levels in a crypto market cap. So hit the like button for us, and see you next week, guys. Bye bye.